second. Chase the glory. Viseo.
Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, APAR, and by Student Housing Calgary.
The cauldron is lit in Calgary, and we are getting set for the National Championship game in 2026 on a cold, wintry Sunday in southern Alberta. We welcome you inside the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. The Carleton Ravens, as they always are in a National Championship game, taking on Bishop's University. Welcome everyone. Arash Madani and Jermaine Cummings with you courtside. It's great to have you with us. On the sideline, we have two reporters who are going to be monitoring everything. We begin with Cami Kepke courtside. Cami.
Well, first off, the weather will just let you know how quickly things can change in Calgary, but this is a crazy stat. Carleton is 17-0 in championship games. Bishops may have only been here once in '98, but they are also 1-0 in this game. So we're 40 minutes away from history, and one of those undefeated records has to fall. Arash?
Cami, thank you so much. Also patrolling the sidelines, the fourth member of our crew, Josh Arbuthnot. Josh, take it away.
Arash, it's about years and numbers in this game. 2023, last time the Carleton Ravens won 17 national championships. And for Bishop Gaiters, won in 1998. Who will find number 18? Who will find number 2? We're about to find out in this 2026 national championship game.
Yeah, Josh, we certainly will. I mean, the stat that just stands out, that's incredible. Carleton, 17-0 all-time in gold medal games. Bishops, this is only their second ever in school history. They're 1-0 in national championship games.
That they are, but as we have laid out for you, it is a gold medal Sunday. And some may say this is a battle between David and Goliath. But to me, Arash, this is Goliath versus Goliath. On the floor, both these two teams so evenly matched, and it is no accident. And how we got here is something I feel we need to go over. So let's take a look at how we got here, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, you think about both of these teams, they arrived as conference finalists. Carleton got in, Ontario gets 2 automatic bids. Bishops was the lone wild card team to get their ticket punched into this Final 8. And what a run it has been. Carleton knocked off Laval on their journey to the Final 8, then beat TMU. The Gaiters came into this tournament in the 4-5 matchup, beating Acadia, and then a 1-point game against Victoria. And let's run, guys, that Victoria-Bishops finish last night. 4.9 seconds to go in the ball game. The Vikes had a great chance, a great look from Ronaldo Robinson to win this game. And what a closeout it was from Charles Robert to get this thing done.
Yeah, and an unbelievable showing from Robert last night. We got to see how we got here. Granted, all defenses were ready for Robert, but boy, oh boy, did he come ready to ball. I tell you what, as we look at Carleton right here, who also did their thing, and let's not forget the story that they had getting into it. MJ Okada goes down in game 1. They could have easily folded then, but that was not the case. And now we're seeing what they're able to do. And let's take a look at our key players, shall we?
Aubrey Dory Havens, the starting point guard for the Carleton Ravens, the junior out of Vancouver, averaging almost 15 points a game.
Yeah, let's not make no bones about it. Tough game for him last night. 0 for 5 from both the three-point line and inside. 0 for 10 altogether. He has definitely got to step up some of that offensive production, and we'll see how he gets able to get it done.
And this is how it ended, that closeout from Robert, and Bishops getting into this title game.
Oh, what a game last night from the Bishops Gators, gutting it out against the 2025 national champion Victoria Vikes. And this man right here, Charles Robert, showing up every single time. The question becomes, can he do it one more time for this storybook ending for these Bishops Gators? I can't wait to find out.
A first-team All-Canadian, Robert said, unfinished business for the Gators. Can they make history 28 years after winning their first one? We will find out. The national championship game for 2026 from Calgary, coming up next on CBC Sports.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
The 2026 National Championship game, the Carleton Ravens, the 17-time gold medalists, Bishops University, the smallest campus in U Sports athletics. Whether you're watching in our national capital or in the heart of the Eastern Townships, we welcome you to Jack Simpson Gymnasium for it. You see the Carleton starting five. Tyler Brown, a new addition to it. The Ravens missing their leading scorer. We'll get into that in just a moment. As for Bishops, 8 seniors on this team. They were built to win now, built to win here. Haven't played in this national title game since 1998 when they won it in Halifax. They beat McMaster that year. Inside, Carleton goes to their big man, Luth Mohammed Koulibaly. And at 6'8", he's going to be a real handful for Reggie Jean Seraphin, who fouled him.
That he is, giving up a few inches on the interior is Jean Seraphin. And you see Koulibaly just kind of get the arm up, make sure that the fronting defender stays out in front, and he's able to secure the ball and get a couple free throws because of the great positioning.
Final game in a Ravens uniform for Luth Mohammed Koulibaly, a fifth-year senior from Ottawa, MBA student at Carleton. We talked about how small this Bishops campus is. Enrollment, 2,650. Here's Charles Robert, their first team All-Canadian, and the 6'9" beast can shoot it.
That he can, and he's going to stretch that defense out by doing it. Now you see the danger of being 6'9", a threat on the interior, and from outside as well.
He's facing the point guard, Story Havens, as Koulibaly finishes underneath again. So that's the threat. For Bishops, it's Robert, and we talked to Taffy Charles today. He said that is where our focus has been primarily. And there's the foul away from the ball. This is going to be interesting to see how they're going to officiate as Robert tries to find space to get into the block.
Most certainly. We've seen all weekend long, Charles Robert doesn't shy away from the physicality, loves the contact, and what it does is it gets foul trouble really ratcheted up on opposing teams. We're going to see how Carleton is able to deal with that here today.
Reggie Jean Seraphin began his career at Carleton. Won a national championship with the Ravens in 2023. Yanis Malanda unable to finish, and he gets whistled for the reach. Eight days ago, as we take a look at our officials tonight, Cooper Toppings, the crew chief, Neil Donnelly, Ryan Langdon alongside. The emergency referee tonight is Fei Zhang. And there's the triple from Tyler Brown. So Brown last night missed his first 9 from distance before finally knocking his first one down. Today he opens with a 3.
Persistence pays off, and shooters love to get it up. Gotta be unconscious. Forget about your numbers. Keep getting it up, and that's the benefit.
Jean Seraphin answers. Top 3-point shooter on the Gators. Bishops went 16-3 in the regular season. For the better part, down the stretch, they were the #1 team in the country. They were upset in their conference title game last Saturday as Brown opens 2 for 2 from downtown. Carleton last Saturday lost to Toronto Metropolitan University in the OUA Wilson Cup as we get our first look at OBDK. They went 17-5 in the regular season, tops in the OUA East Division. This was the factor for Carleton yesterday. Cedric Biaba loses the handle there. Biaba, 19 points, 9 rebounds off the bench last night against the Bulls as Etienne Gagnon finishes underneath for the Gators.
Yeah, that's right. When you're talking about Biaba, what he was able to provide off the bench was next level. 19-9 in a gutsy win. Again, missing their star player in MJ Okada. Everyone else needs to pull a little more weight.
Dory Havens runs into Robert. Carleton, the top offensive rebounding team in the country. Nelson Sylvian can't finish, but here you go. A couple of O boards right away. And finally, Robert secures it for Bishops. Up tempo, lots of pace. Robert gets away with a travel, and he's fouled.
That he is. Again, going back to that last possession where the Ravens were able to secure that second chance opportunity, that was the story of their game yesterday. Crashing the offensive glass to the tune of a plus 23 at the end of the game. It was laughable, the amount of second chance opportunities they were getting off of the rebounds. We're going to see exactly how the Gators are able to negate that style of play here today.
So the Ravens going into their bench, our first look at Emmanuel Suzama. He wears number 8 for Carleton. He's 6'8", and he's the one now guarding Robert. Here's OBDK, the facilitator. Finds Tristan McDougall, who heaves one up as the shot clock was expiring, and it hits Suzama, who collects the board. Aubrey Dory Havens swings it over. Dylan Kiajuka doesn't go. Another offensive rebound. Carleton just dominates on the glass. And Malanda can't get it to drop, but it's tapped out to McDougall. Tiernan McDougall, a senior from Vancouver. And here it is, the All-Canadian kicks it out to DK for 3.
Now you see the benefit of Charles Robert being such an inside threat. Gets an instant collapse, and that's going to leave someone wide open from long range. Perfect example of that right there.
The Gators' lead is 4. Suzama can't get it to fall. Gagnon the rebound. And Bishop slows it down a little bit. McDougall wasn't ready for it. And he's going to be whistled for the foul as Dory Havens went for it. A frenetic pace to open this national championship game between Bishops and Carleton. Timeout on the floor as we step aside from the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. You're watching the gold medal game of U Sports men's basketball on CBC.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. We're going to go to the man who got the first bucket for Bishops tonight. Before coming to the Gaiters, Charles Robert was attending a high-end prep school in the United States where he was also a water polo star. He's played since he was 7 and even competed at a national level. Matt McLean tells me Robert was actually even more highly recruited as a water polo athlete, particularly by Ivy League schools, but a love of basketball ultimately won out. So if you watch the way he passes out of the post, sometimes it's more of an overhand throw. You really see the threads of those transferable skills, and that's not even touching on the physicality of both sports. Arash?
Yeah, Cammy Robert did his prep school in Connecticut and thought he was going to stay in the States as Mark DK's first three doesn't go. Then COVID hits. Robert's trying to figure out what he's going to do. He decided to come back to Canada. He connected with McLean, Rod Gilpin, the coach at the time for Bishops. And when you talk to people around the Gators program, they'll tell you that Robert has been the biggest piece. When they started the rebuild, landing him 6'9" with everything he can do was the beginning of a rise that is culminating today with 8 seniors and playing for a national title.
Most certainly. How could you not use him as the greatest recruiting tool possible? Getting a chance to play alongside somebody not only who can score so efficiently on the interior, but is willing to share the basketball with you and seems to be a great guy as well. Doesn't surprise me that Charles Robert is in the position that he's in right now.
Played good defense there, but Nelson Cillian was better, flipping in the hook shot on Robert. Matt McLean, the Gators coach, telling us he's the best back-to-basket threat in the country. Kicks it out to Tiernan McDougall, who knocks down the tray.
Right on cue. Tiernan McDougall is willing to step into the spotlight and shine just as bright. A great inside-out move, get it into Robert, back out to Tiernan. 3 points, right to
3 assists already for the Gators' big man. Bishops leads by 5. Here's Kiajuka working on Robert. Doesn't go. Tip-in won't drop. Robert taps it out to Zach John. 2-on-1 BU. Finished by McDougall. Largest lead today for Bishops.
On the move. How about that spark plug off the bench? There goes John and Tiernan McDougall giving you a little bit of two-man on the run.
Another offensive rebound for Carleton. And Cillian draws the block on Etienne Gagnon. They lead the country in offensive rebounds. They're #1 in the OUA conference in rebound margin at +14. It is effort from the Ravens when it comes to getting second and third chance opportunities. Dory Havens for three. Junior out of Vancouver. Don't let Aubrey Dory Havens get hot. Came to Carleton, he said it's the best program in the country and I wanted to win. He said it point blank. Now the engine of this Carleton offense. As the pass goes inside to Suzama. And a little too heavy for the 6'8" sophomore. Taffy Charles using his bench in this first quarter. Here's Yves and Zanzashetti. This is the matchup to watch. Aubrey Dory Havens, Yenis Malanda guarding him. Malanda, Bishop's best defender. Off the screen. There's a mismatch underneath on Suzama. Dory Havens gets away with one and knocks it down. It's a long two. Etienne Gagnon had been hounding him, and somehow Dory Havens got it off.
Yeah, well, we talked to Etienne a couple of days ago, and he told us how much pride he takes in being able to guard the one. That was some great defense right there, but even better offense from Dory Havens.
Miscommunication there. Gagnon throws it away. Backcourt violation. So Charles Robert, who took a quick breather, is back into the game. Gators with 3 starters, 2 reserves. Backup guard Zach John and Yves and Zanzashetti. Carleton the same, 3 starters on the floor. The inbounder, Nelson Cillian, the defensive player of the year in the OUA conference. Goes to work on Zach John and draws a foul.
And you're going to see some great read and react right here. Realizes that there's no help defense in place behind John. Puts it on the deck, and now he's got a couple free throws here. That's some great reacting to some defense that's not on the backside.
Nelson Cillian, a senior from Montreal. He had 2 free throw attempts the entire regular season. Matches the mayor on that trip. Left alone for 3, no good for Zanzashetti. And we have a kickball violation will remain Carleton ball. A 6-second differential between the shot and the game clock.
Yeah, plenty of time here when you're talking about 3 and 1 as we see the game between the game as Coach McLean gets Etienne Gagnon back in the game for this defensive possession, and I definitely like that situation here. The full court press is on for the Gators.
Final half minute, opening quarter. National championship game from the University of Calgary. Carleton versus Bishops. And a moving screen. Was that on Emmanuel Suzama? It was. Not the way the Ravens want their big men collecting their fouls. If it's up to them, it's bumping Robert. But with the shot clock turned off, here is the 6'9" senior. Handing it off to OBDK. A junior guard from LaSalle, Quebec. The step back. McDougall. What a start for this 2026 National Championship game. 2 big fan bases in the house. Gators lead by 3. We'll return to Calgary after this timeout. You're watching the Final 8 on CBC.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Well, Calgarian MJ Okada went down with a lower body injury in the quarterfinals. He had to watch semis from the team hotel yesterday, but there was no way he was missing the title match. He says he's feeling the love from his teammates and his hometown. He attended Dr. Gordon Higgins School in Calgary before heading to the Ravens, where he sank more than 1,000 points. And we saw a lot of Dr. Gordon Higgins alumni in the building. And MJ says that it really shows that the city still has his back through thick and thin. He makes a point of going back to his old school to talk to students and wants to set the best example possible for not just the next generation of athletes, but all young people in his community. Cedric Biaba says this is all about getting a goal for MJ, and you can see it's not hard to cheer for a guy like that. So Carleton might not quite be rebranding to the Calgary Ravens, but they are feeling a lot of support in the Jack. Arash?
Yeah, Cami, they certainly are, and you know, you lose Okado, what a huge void that is for the Ravens offense as Jean Seraphin drills it from the corner. That's Carleton's leading scorer. 15.5 points tonight he's averaging on the season.
Yeah, hometown guy coming back to a hero's reception, goes down in that first game, and what could have been a turning point for the Carleton Ravens, a chance for them to hang their heads and say, well, that's it for us. As I said before, they flipped the switch yesterday and were able to turn it on. I tell you, and it's guys like this who help MJ Okada feel that love. Aubrey Dory Haynes.
So Haynes knocks down the triple. There was a foul underneath on the Ravens. They nailed Cedric Biaba on the loose ball foul. The bucket counts, and it's Biaba's first. Again, what a force Biaba was last night. 19 points, 9 rebounds. Fifth-year senior from Ottawa, as McDougall, the senior from Vancouver, misfires. Biaba wears number 10 for Carleton, a transfer from Laurentian. There he is with it. Kicks it back out. Tyler Brown's already knocked down a couple of triples. Biaba keeps it alive. And it will be Bishop's ball. Wasn't it interesting when we had a chance to speak with Biaba? You know, he spent those years up in Laurentian, not a lot of success with the Voyageurs, and he said, I'm just getting emotional thinking about all these opportunities, and getting to play for Wilson Cup, now to Final Eight, and here he is, his final game. In his university career, he'll play for a national championship. Jean Seraphin. And it's Dylan Kiajuka who wrestles it away. Carleton wanted to run. Kiajuka, who had the rebound, now from the pocket. And Robert soars for it. Gets poked in the face, and a loose ball foul on the Ravens, their second of the quarter.
Well, as we get a look at Robert, one thing I want to point out is how even the rebounding is between these both squads. You saw yesterday how important it was for Carleton to offensive rebound the basketball to stay in it. You're seeing what Bishops does when they crash the glass. They're not giving Carleton that opportunity to capitalize off of second, third, even fourth chance opportunities with relentless crashing. Robert, Etienne Gagnon doing a great job securing the basketball off the rim.
Gaiters' lead is 3. Starting 5 on the floor for Bishops. This is Yanis Malanda, who has it rejected. Booth Mohamed Koulibaly with the block, and now Biaba and Cedric Biaba picking up where he left off last night. Timeout, Matt McLean.
Hit goal in celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Well, the CEBL draft is just around the corner, and both these teams know a thing or two about having their athletes go to the CEBL. Carleton has pretty much been a direct line to the Ottawa franchise with the Scrub brothers and 2 other players in the last little bit here. And for Bishops, they've had their own pro go to the CEBL with Nick Lynch. And with the CEBL returning to CBC this summer, maybe we'll see some of the future stars for that league play right now. Back to you, to Arash and Jermaine.
Josh, thank you so much. Early second quarter here of this 2026 National Championship game. Bishops Carleton. The Ravens, the 17-time national champion. Let that one soak in. The Gaiters, their only title in school history came in 1998. Charles Robert came back to try and change it. And he gets hacked on the double team.
And you saw it right away. As soon as the ball got into the post in Robert's hands, instant rotation. He's going to be getting a heavy dose of doubles, potentially even triples, all game long. Last 2 games up over 33 minutes here for Robert. So wind will be a question in this game. Let's see how that conditioning is for him. It's going to be put to the test for sure.
The Ravens said they want to try and limit his touches. There will be doubles throughout the night. Not here, though. Robert works up and under, and another foul. Charles taking his time to get up. Suzama's second. And Robert has talked about if he gets going at the free throw line early, it really helps him. Fifth-year senior, graduate student from Vaudreuil, Quebec. Knocks down both. So both teams now counter on the bench with bench moves. Mark DK, the freshman guard, comes in for Carleton. The Gaiters counter with Zach John, their 6th man, off the bench, a senior from Scarborough, Ontario. Over Robert, it drops for Domac, the sophomore from Ottawa. Robert tried to find Gagnon, wasn't there. Eight on the shot clock. Back to Dory Havens, working on Robert. The closeout was strong. So too was the rebound from Etienne Gagnon. Gators find their guy. He gets doubled and throws it away. Cillian to DK. And back inside to Suzama, who finishes. Great little sequence there by Carleton.
Yeah, that's how you run the break effectively after securing the defensive rebound. Penetrate, wait until you have an opening, and exploit. Back to the basket, easy turnaround too.
Here comes the double. Robert works through it, but can't finish. And now Aubrey Dory Havens gives it up to DK, who is trying to find him backdoor. Not there. Well, DK on John. Hounded, surrounded, and a shot clock violation. Terrific perimeter defense by the Bishop's Gators.
Yeah, that's not easy, too. That's a great-looking defensive set by the Gators, and we talked about how important it was going to be for them to lock down defensively and secure the basketball. So far in this game, expert job.
So we talked about the Gators. They haven't been in this spot since '98. The Ravens won their last one just 3 years ago. This run for Bishops has just electrified alumni. I want to say hello to the watch party at the Regal Beagle in Vancouver, at Patterson Hall, watching on campus in Lennoxville, wherever BU alumni may be watching. This is old hat for Carleton. They're used to being in this spot. As Jean Séraphin nearly caused the turnover. Talk about instincts.
Yeah, if you ever had a question of how much these guys want it, take a look right here on how much it means. Look at this, hit the deck. Both of them trying to get the basketball. Unfortunately, unable to secure that one. But it stays on this end here, and you got 14 seconds to try to still make something happen.
Here's Cillian, and a foul. Nelson Cillian, the top defensive player in the Ontario Conference this year. And what did he tell us? It's just effort. It's just want to. There's not much more to it. Cillian is from Montreal, came to Carleton's campus, and then COVID hit, had a real tough time dealing with the isolation from an academic standpoint. Had to leave the university to get things in order with the books, enrolled at La Cité, and when he left Carleton, he told Taffy Charles, I'll be back. And he was a man of his word. Has been able to really up the academic side, has turned into a starter for this Ravens team, making the most of his second chance on campus. Here's Zach John, he is quick. Off the side of the backboard. And Mark DK stepped out of bounds.
There it is one more time. That extra defender known as the side out of bounds lines claimed many victims over the years in that corner. Got to be more aware of where your feet are set.
DK gets the screen. DK to Jean Séraphin, and it drops. Shooter's roll?
You could definitely say that. When you got a sweet stroke, you're definitely known to get some change. How about Séraphin giving you through?
Top three-point shooter, better than a 41% clip from downtown, as the offensive rebounds continue to pile up for the Ravens. Hold a 7-2 advantage on the offensive glass tonight on Bishops. And immediately, Matt McLean goes big. He's going with Gagnon and Robert, 6'7" and 6'9" respectively. Tie ball game with 4:15 to go in the first half. Dory Havens Collected by Tyler Brown. It's Cillian who pulls the trigger. And Gagnon rips down the rebound, his 6th board already. They're looking for Malanda. Sweet defense from Dory Havens there, not letting him go baseline. Yanis Malanda, Bishop's 2nd leading scorer. The sophomore who was born in Paris, France. Out to Robert and a charge. No doubt about it, and who's there taking the blow? The Defensive Player of the Year in the conference.
There goes Nelson Cillian one more time, showing you that defense isn't just about being physical. It's about being smart as well. Get in front of the defender, get your shoulders squared off, and prepare to take that charge. You'll find yourself on the positive side more times than not.
Just the first personal on Robert. Critical for the Gaiters is that their All-Canadian doesn't get into foul trouble. Robert logged a lot of minutes last night. The Ravens want to keep the tempo up to try and wear him down. Robert facing Dory Havens, who knocks down the 3. Aubrey Dory Havens averages 15 points a night for the Ravens, and a whole bunch of contact underneath. Robert lost the headband. Bishops wanted an intentional foul.
Oh, right there.
And a common foul will be assessed.
Yeah, you saw the 2 arms swinging down there from Dory Havens. Granted, I don't know if there was any real malice behind that. He's really just trying to prevent Robert from getting the ball up. But nonetheless, anytime there's any kind of contact from the shoulders and up, you got to take a look at it and see what's going on.
The understated Charles Robert. People around Bishops tell you he's a quiet kid, but summer to summer, just so much growth in his game. Matt McLean joking that when he first arrived on campus, his running was just terrible. But he's added muscle. He's added a 3-point shot. And he's become the most important player on this Gators roster. 1 and done possession there for Carleton. You gotta respect the shot. Robert de Jean Seraphin in and out. And the rebound ripped down by Emmanuel Suzama.
Here it is, Nelson Cillian, like he's been doing all throughout this game to this point, is exploiting holes in that Bishop's interior defense. If rotations are late, and more worse, if they're not there, Cillian is going to penetrate and produce from it.
Kiyojuka thought about going to Cillian there. Instead, to Suzama. Doesn't fall. Bishop's moving the rock around. Here's Enzan Zachetti. It'll remain Bishop's ball with 13 on the shot clock. Back to Robert. There's the double. Here's Enzan Zachetti. Free throws coming up. Enzan Zachetti is a junior out of Quebec City, played his cégep at Champlain St. Lambert.
And you love the aggression right there. Don't let the slight stature fool you. He's definitely going to make some space, is Enzan Zachetti, and not afraid to get touched up. And we'll see if he's able to convert from the line here. Only his 8th and 9th free throws of the season
for Enzan Zashudi, who just really ups the level in game. When he's on the floor for Bishops. Free throws don't go, but Etienne Gagnon collects 2 anyway. Gagnon has 6. Jean Seraphin, a team-high 9. Dory Havens runs into some traffic, finds a way out. And Tyler Brown wrestling for it, kept it alive. Gator ball. Did he travel? Probably. Was he fouled? Probably. Did he go out of bounds? Definitely.
Seems like Championship Sunday to me. Everyone getting to it, and loose balls will not go untouched. You love to see the effort from both squads here. Both want it so much, and they're showing us how much with plays like that.
So under 2 minutes to play, Bishops leads by 1. We expected a close game. You thought it would be one where points would be at a premium. It's lived up to that so far. Ravens haven't dominated on the offensive glass at the rate you'd expect, at the rate they've had. They've done a nice job on Robert so far. Melanda trying to find some room, and a double dribble. The Gators just looked scattered on that possession.
That they did. That was a great defensive job there by the Ravens, making sure the Gators didn't get comfortable in their offensive sets and got a turnover out of it.
Let's go.
Here's Luth Mohammed Koulibaly. Blocked by Robert. And the turnover and the foul and a clear path. You wonder, do you let him go? Do you give up the bucket? That's foul number 2. Situational basketball, you wonder what the right play is there. As Tyler Brown hits the first. What a start to this national title game for Tyler Brown, starting because of the injury to MJ Okado. Had a couple of threes to get proceedings underway. 7 points on the evening. So Reggie Jean Sarafin is about to check in for Robert. They don't want to risk their big man picking up a third with 62 seconds to go before the half. Bishops has some size with Gagnon, Jean Seraphin, and Melanda. Tie game, minute to go, second quarter. Here's Aubrey Dory Havens. Melanda's been so good on defense in this tournament, hasn't he?
He sure has.
And an offensive foul. So it felt like for the first 15 or so minutes, the officials let him go. And now, Jean Seraphin taking the charge.
Time to rein those guys in, and you see Jean Seraphin setting up outside the restricted area. Once again, creating a possession on the smart defensive position.
So second foul on Dory Havens. Gagnon going to work on Koulibaly. Zach John hounded by Kiajuka. Gets by him, and a foul. You know, they talk about how fearless Zach John is and how super quick. Those are the words Matt McLean used. And then you see it on plays like that.
That first step speed is lights out from John, and we've seen it all weekend long. He'll size up his defender, make sure he gets the step, and flip the switch, turn the corner just like that. And more times than not, he's going to end up at the cup with either a basket, a foul, or something that works out to the benefit of this Bishops Gators.
Blaine told us it's John. He's the one who makes plays for us. His nickname on the team is Zebo. Zebo steps off. OBDK comes in for him. Taffy Charles wants a timeout with 29.6 seconds to go before the break. So fouls have been a factor. Nobody with more than 2 personals. Both teams are over the limit. Robert sits. You're Taffy Charles in a game where every possession matters. You want to finish out this half strong.
You sure do, and you've done a good job here through the first 20 minutes of this game of doing just that. Granted, you don't have that big advantage on the offensive boards that you've been used to having all tournament long, but yet and still, because of the smart defensive play you've had on the floor, you've been able to still stay in this game. Down to just under 30 seconds to go, and if you're Taffy Charles, you got enough time here to get something drawn up to see if you can get into the halftime break on a positive note.
Matt McLean, the National Coach of the Year, grew up in Ottawa as part of the Guardsman program that so many of the Carleton coaches over the years have overseen. Let's go down the floor and Cami Kepke.
We're here with Bishop's principal, Sébastien Lavelle-Grenier. What does it say that the smallest school in U Sports has built a program of this caliber?
It's all about community. This team has been playing incredibly well all year and for years now, and you can see the community that's here to cheer them on. That's what builds Bishop players.
And quite quickly, it's been a long time since 1998. What has this run meant to people currently at the school and the alumni?
Oh, it's just mobilized everyone. This is an incredible experience for everyone. It's really a shot in the arm, and we're really looking forward for a positive outcome.
Thanks, Sébastien.
Thank you.
Rash, take your time.
Thank you, Cami. Thank you, Sébastien. Penetration foul. Dylan Kiajuka drawing the personal, and that's going to be, is it on Gagnon? It is, number 2. So both of Bishop's twin towers with a couple of fouls. That principal, talking about how it's engaged alumni. There are a handful of people here who watched last night's semifinal at their house in Toronto, in Montreal, and booked flights late last night to fly first thing in the morning across the country to Calgary to be here to watch their alma mater play in the first national championship game in 28 years.
And Sébastien said it himself, community. And this run has indeed mobilized that community. Do you know the kind of logistics it takes overnight to book a flight across the entire nation to come root on the guys in the Rocky Mountains to see if they can get their first national title since 1998? It is truly special to see something like this happen.
They're getting a treat of a game. It's 34-34, now 9.7 seconds left before the break. Taffy Charles had an interesting point when we met with him this morning. He said, we haven't played our best game yet. He said, maybe our best quarter was the 4th against TMU yesterday. He said, look, we can still make shots. We can still play better. We haven't put it all together yet.
Yeah, it's true. When you really look at it, you've had spurts, and like we said, that 4th quarter against TMU was a flash of what the Carleton Ravens can do when they're locked in on both sides of the floor. But they really haven't been able to put together 40 consecutive minutes of that effort. Now, they seem to be on the way to that here towards the end of the first half, and we've seen a great ball game go back and forth. Score proves that, being 34-34. Question becomes, can you continue that after the halftime break?
Our 2026 U Sports National Championship Final. The Carleton Ravens, the Bishop's Gaiters. The Ravens, the runner-up in Ontario University Athletics. The Gaiters, the finalists of the RSEQ, get in with a wild card berth. Speaking of wild cards, congratulations to Lisa Tomaitis, the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, becoming national champions in Quebec City earlier today, knocking off UNB. Final possession, first half. Here's Malanda, and Cillian called for the reach. Free throws for the Gators.
You're going to see the reach around attempt here from Silly, and he tries to poke it loose. Unfortunately, just catches a little bit too much of that forearm, and it's 1.7 on the clock here. You're going to give the Bishop's Gators a chance to potentially go up by 2.
So with 1:02 to go, Robert collects his second personal, clear path. Then you get underneath Gagnon, gifted a couple of free throws to Carleton. Now on this side, here's Cillian doing the same. And there's still 1.7 seconds to go. Let's see who's going to try and get their hand in the cookie jar before the halftime break. By the way, at the half, we will have the seedings, the matchups, the lineup for the U Sports Volleyball Championships. Our Josh Arbuthnot will get you all sorted with that. Carleton now with the timeout. They're going to draw something up with 1.7 to go. The FIBA game, man.
Exactly. Gives you that chance right here, and it gets plenty of time. Don't be fooled. 1.7 is plenty of time to get a good look. Taffy Charles understands that, so he wants to get the best look he can and potentially get this thing, give him the lead going into the halftime break.
So Matt McLean and the Gators got here, knocked off Acadia in the 4-5 matchup on Friday night, then stunned the UVic Vikes, winning by 1. Ronaldo Robinson had such a look at the buzzer. A good Gator alumni contingent here at the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. There's Buddy Harold, a BU alum that Cami Kepke interviewed earlier in the weekend. $2,650 students, the enrollment at Bishop's University in Lennoxville, Quebec. Population there, 6,003 traffic lights.
Unbelievable. Arash, I got to tell you, my community here in Calgary is triple the size of that. This is quite the Cinderella story here.
Ravens, one too many passes. And at the half, it's the Gators who lead Carleton by 1. A half that had just a little bit of everything in it. Charles Robert held to only 7 points in the first half. The Bishop's All-Canadian, Jean Seraphin, had 9, leading the way for the Gators. And it was Aubrey Dory Havens who scored 11 for Carleton. Let's go down to Cami Kepke.
Here with Gators bench boss Matt McLean. Razor-thin margins through the first half here. What have you made of your team's pace and play tonight?
Yeah, I think we're probably playing a little bit too slow, not getting out in transition when we have advantages. We got to do a way better job playing with speed in the second half.
How do you keep that speed and physicality up when you played 3 high-intensity games in 3 days?
I mean, that's definitely part of it, but these guys got to dig in. It's the last game of their season. They got to dig in and find a way to do it.
Well, one guy who knows how to do it is Reggie Jean Seraphin, won previously with Carleton, 9 points tonight. What has he brought to this program, and how is his experience important going into the last half of this game?
I mean, he's been in these situations at national championships before, so that experience is huge. We just need him to start hitting open shots, and then we'll be in a good spot.
2 quarters between you and a national gold. What's the X factor going to be here?
I think the defensive glass, taking care of rebounding.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We've got more coming up after this break. You're watching U Sports Men's Final 8 basketball on CBC.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. des athlètes de grand talent, des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ici-tout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's time to reveal the quarterfinals, the matchups, the seedings, everything for the 2026 BioSteel Men's Volleyball Youth Sports Championship. We start with the rankings. The number 1 seed, Trinity Western, the Canada West champions. Number 2 seed, Queens, the OUA champions. Your 3rd seed, Laval, the RSEQ champions. Your 4th seed, Windsor, the OUA finalists/hosts. Number 5 seed, Montreal, the RSEQ finalists. The number 6 seed, Manitoba, the Canada West finalist. Your number 7 seed, UBC, the Canada West bronze medalist. And finally, the number 8 seed, Western, the OUA bronze medalists. Now, let's take a look at the bracket for Friday's opening round. We start off at 12 p.m. Eastern. It'll be number 3 Laval starting the tournament versus number 6 Manitoba, followed by the second quarterfinal at 2 p.m. Eastern between number 2 Queens and number 7 UBC. Then at 6 p.m. Eastern, host and number 4 seed Windsor takes on number 5 Montreal. And finally, at 8 p.m. Eastern, it'll be the number 1 Trinity Western facing number 8 Western. You can watch all 4 quarterfinals and championship side of the bracket on CBC Gym, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports on YouTube. Well, the consolation round will be exclusively available on CBC Sports YouTube, and all games will be available in French and ICITUI.tv. You're watching the Men's Canada West Final 8 on CBC.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple. bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Seven records were set this weekend at the U Sports Track and Field Championship in Winnipeg, and we have some highlights of the record-setting performances. U Sports female athlete at the meet, Sienna McDonald of Calgary, set a new lawn jump mark at 6 meters 34. Liv Sand set a new U Sport record of 17 meters 67 in the shot put. The Saskatchewan Huskies women's 4x200 relay team established a new U Sports mark with a time of 1:35:34. As the Guelph Griffons won the national championship with 105 points. On the men's side, Keon Root of Guelph set a new championship record in the men's 60 meters hurdles in 7.75 seconds. Alberta's Ryder Rattay established a new national championship standard, hitting the finish line in 32.75 seconds, besting former Golden Bear Austin Cole's U Sport record of 32.89 seconds from 2019. And Jackson McKay of Western obliterated the Hepaton points record with 5,607 total points to help his Western Mustangs to their second consecutive championship. Congratulations to all the medal winners. You can relive the action from this past weekend's event at usports.ca/under the live broadcast tab. And right now it's 35-34. Bishop is leaving. You're watching the Final 8 U Sports on CBC.
Where exceptional student athletes are born. Where records are broken. Where great plays are made. Where school colors ignite passion. Where champions prevail. Where tradition is celebrated. Ontario University Athletics.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Halftime at the Jack Simpson Gymnasium, Bishops Carleton for the 2026 National Championship in U Sports Men's Basketball. Great to have you back, Arash Madani alongside Jermaine Cummings. We came into this game expecting Charles Robert, the Bishops' first-team All-Canadian, to be the threat. Hasn't been. We expected Carleton to dominate on the rebounds. They're even, and nobody has gone off yet. This thing is wide open. Let's hear from Taffy Charles first, and then we'll continue. Cammie?
Well, Coach, there's not a lot separating these teams through one half, particularly those rebounding numbers where the Ravens have been so strong in this tournament. What have you made of your team's effort so far?
Yeah, a couple of our big guys have been in foul trouble, so I told them you got to stay off the boards right now. Until we can get to a place where, the fouls are not as, we can't have any more offensive fouls, so I couldn't afford them to get many cheap ones, so we haven't been able to play as aggressively as we'd like. So, again, hopefully we can get back to back on the boards, but, we got to get out of foul trouble as well.
No one gets to this game by accident, and it's impossible to shut down a guy like Charles Robert, but how can you limit his opportunities?
Again, he's a good player, so again, just don't let him. He can't be going anywhere, right? Can't be letting him. Got to limit his touches. When he gets over half, we got to make him work. He's got to keep working, wearing him down.
You've been in this position before. You know what it takes to reach the precipice of this tournament. With 2 quarters to go, what's it going to take to close it out and get national glory again?
Just possession by possession. See what we can do, possession by possession.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Arash?
Cammie, thanks. That was interesting. The rebounding discussion that Cammie and Taffy just had.
Yeah, by design, Charles Taffy decided to have his guys off the glass. And what does that show you? Again, the effect of Charles Robert on the game. Because he's been racking up so many fouls against that Carleton front court, Charles Taffy's had to pull his guys off the glass. Positive for benefit right now for the Bishop Gaiters. Can they really start to ramp things up here in the second half? Because those rebound numbers may rear their ugly head for Carleton here.
Yeah, let's take a look at those numbers at the break. You see them, 21-19 overall. Look, this thing is wide open. Anybody can take it over. It's Aubrey Dory-Havens, who's got a game-high 11 points for Carleton in 17 minutes. Foul trouble a factor on both sides. Second half, U Sports Final 8 National Championship game. The Ravens from Carleton University, the 17-time champions. Bishops won their first and only national title way back in 1998. The Gators had not won a game at the Final 8 since 98 until they finally got one on Friday against Acadia. Here's Koulibaly. And a foul. Etienne Gagnon whistled for his third. So 16 seconds in, it's Gagnon, the senior, the 6'7" senior, who now has to really be careful. A lot of contact in the paint, they let it go. Here's Cillian, the senior from Montreal. Faces Robert. Swung to Biaba. In and out. Offensive rebound, Tyler Brown in traffic. Hook shot doesn't fall. Gagnon rips down the rebound, and the pass nearly intercepted by Cillian, and it's DK who gets hit by Brown.
Back and forth here to start out the third quarter. Both these teams want it so much, and you're going to see the great pick right there as Cillian does try to keep it inbound. He does successfully do that. Fortunately for him, it goes right into the hands of OBDK, who gets fouled right after.
DK, a grad student from LaSalle, Quebec, 5'11" guard, final year for Bishops. Real leader on this team, unable to finish, driving left. Now Brown thought about the catch and shoot. Instead, Koulibaly, who makes the move on Robert. And a loose ball foul on the Ravens. They call it on Cedric Biaba.
Yep. The look at here is we've seen that this game, and that's the third now on Biaba. So within 2 minutes, that's Biaba and Gagnon picking up their third fouls to start out the second half. Tightly called game here by the officials.
Needlessly tight, both ways. Let them play. They're looking for Robert. Faces Koulibaly. Spin, double, no call there. Gagnon, put back, yes. Foul trouble such a factor both ways. Brown throws it away, but it went off Robert. We mentioned in the first half, Tyler Brown starting because MJ Okado is out. Suffered a knee injury Friday in the win over Laval. Okado, heart and soul, leading scorer, fifth-year senior. And then Brown steps in, a freshman from London, and he's played well. Koulibaly, bucket and one. Yanis Malanda was late, and you see the strength there from the fifth-year Koulibaly.
Right out of the textbook. You're going to see Koulibaly trail Dory Havens right there, get touched up, and get the 2 to go +1. That's what you want to do when you set that phantom screen. You follow the ball handler into the restricted area, and you find yourself on the beneficiary end of a great pass.
Koulibaly, a 40% free throw shooter, but Brown on the offensive glass. There's the double. Robert came to help. Swung out to Cillian, who lost his balance. And it'll be a turnover and Bishop's ball, as Cillian is a little slow getting up. Frenetic first 2 minutes of this third quarter.
Oh, certainly. You're going to see Cillian here hit the deck, try to get it going. Unfortunately for him, does go out of bounds and becomes Bishop basketball. But you love the effort here of Cillian in this game so far. Can't count the amount of times he's hit the floor trying to secure the 50-50.
Robert looking for some room. Brown came to help, leaves Malanda open for three. And Bishops gets the offensive rebound. Robert spins base. He runs out of room, doesn't get a call. Cillian does. Only the first on OBDK, the point guard for these Gators. Meanwhile, Taffy Charles going into his bench. Mark DK and Dylan Kiojuka check in for the Ravens. What a matchup this has been. Koulibaly, Robert going at it. Two fifth-year seniors. Koulibaly couldn't get the hook shot to go. DK has it ripped away by Dory Havens. Transition from Carleton and the foul.
What a job on the interior there for Carleton. 2 possessions in a row. They send Dory Haynes downtown to make something happen as far as the steal is concerned. Gets it going the other way into the hands of DK, who can't finish. It just goes to show you, when you play elite interior defense and are able to beat an opposing team down the floor, you are going to be laughing.
DK, the freshman, knocking down the free throws, had 3 threes against TMU last night. DK hit 5 threes the entire season, had the hat trick yesterday. Now Malanda working on DK and slips it in.
And you like that from Yanis Malanda. You saw in yesterday's game such a great job finishing on the interior through contact. They need his physicality to come through today as well.
Back and forth they go. Bishops, Carleton. 7 lead changes tonight. Kiojuka doesn't go. Jean Sarafan the rebound. Bishops wants to run. Malanda finishes with the right hand. Another foul away from the ball. They get DK on that one. They did. That's his second. Zach John will give him a breather. OBDK has really improved his coverages off the ball as a defender, but he got whistled there. So already Bishop's over the limit with 6:12 to go in the third quarter. Bonus the rest of the way for the Ravens. Kiajuka averaging only 12 minutes a game this season. Sizable minutes coming his way with the injury to Okado. He knocks down both free throws. And it's a 1-point game. They wanted Malanda to go left. Instead, he soared by right.
6 consecutive baskets here from Malanda off the baseline drive. Carleton is going to have to do something now when you're talking about Malanda going on that baseline. Back it up.
Malanda has 7. Aubrey Dory Havens has 14. 4th three-point bucket for Aubrey Dory Havens.
Unbelievable. Ice in his veins, steps around that screen and is able to knock it down from straight up top.
Here's Zach John, you see the speed. Suzama the rebound. Carleton wanted to run. And Tyler Brown short on that triple. Robert has played 22 of 25 minutes for the Gators. You wonder where the break will come. John gets bumped. No call there. Ravens. Dory Havens again. That's 5 3-pointers for Aubrey Dory Havens, who has 17 for the Ravens tonight.
Aubrey was 0 for 5 in yesterday's game from 3. You see him carrying that here today.
Jean Seraphin with the response.
It's only right. Jean Seraphin gives him 3 right back. We got a shootout here at the Jack Simpson tonight.
So Dory Havens has 5 threes. Jean Seraphin has knocked down 4 of them. Jean Seraphin, a dozen on the night, and a bucket and 1 for Dylan Kiajuka. Taffy Charles told us, with MJ out, we're going to need our 2 freshman guards to step in. Yesterday, Mark DK did it. Tonight, Dylan Kiajuka has for Carleton. Timeout on the floor. The 2026 National Championship game.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Welcome back to the Jack, where we're joined by Carleton Director of High Performance Sport, Kwesi Loney. Ravens looking for that 18th Men's Hoops Championship. What goes into building a program of this caliber in the modern sports landscape?
I mean, for us, we're so proud of our basketball programs. I mean, we have a strong DNA, history of success. Our alumni, our complete athletic department is behind the process. It's all about building a strong high-performance program. And you're seeing that through our basketball programs, not just our men's, but our women's who are actually having success in the national championships this week and also on the international stage.
And it's not even just about hoops for Carleton. What are some of the success stories from the Ravens that really stick with you from this season?
Well, I mean, this past Winter Olympics, you saw, 3 former Ravens that participate, which is fantastic for us. And we're constantly looking to build the structure within our department so we can continually give our athletes the best opportunity possible to succeed.
Thanks, Kwesi. Enjoy the rest of the ride here in Calgary.
Thanks very much. Go Ravens.
Arash, back to you.
Cami, Kwesi, thank you so much. They have been the standard. They are the standard in Canadian University men's basketball. Amazing that it feels like a drought. And they've only, their last title was in 23 as OBDK shot through the lane. Bucket and one.
That's what you want to see there. If you're a Gators fan, OBDK directly out of the timeout, going up and under. Attack that interior for Carleton. See if you can rack up those fouls on the other side as well.
Well, that's the third on Suzama. The reserve 6'8" post for the Ravens. Third game in 3 days for both of these teams. Cillian doesn't go. Gagnon taps it over to Zach John, who snuck away from contact. Gets by Brown, gives it back to Gagnon. And Dory Havens pokes it away. DK has it. Gagnon 3. Good. Etienne Gagnon can shoot it.
Which is unbelievable to understand that this archetype exists in the game today. A grinder, a rebounder, a elite level defender with a stroke from range. Unbelievable.
Averages a double-double a night, 13 and 11. Meanwhile, off the glass, the Ravens counter. It's Cillian. Cillian has 6. The Gator lead is 1. DK the crossover. Contest from Dory Havens. Carleton keeps it alive. Here's Cillian, the dish, the block. Yanis Malanda with the rejection. They talk about what a great defender Yanis Malanda is, in addition to being the second leading scorer for Bishops. John dishes it off, the block, favor returned by Suzama. Cillian puts it on the deck. Cillian goes back to Suzama, rolls off the iron. John was working on Cillian, retreats to Gagnon. Robert about to check back in for BU as Jean Seraphin's 3 slips out. And the Ravens, who trail by 1, go back to their gunner, and the Dory Havens show continues. 20 tonight for Aubrey Dory Havens, who's now hit 6 from distance.
Get busy, Aubrey Dory Havens. Not only is he knocking down threes, he's stepping into them around screens as well. Unbelievable performance from him here tonight.
On the other side, Malanda, the beneficiary of the offensive tap from Gagnon. 1 minute to go, third quarter. National championship game. Bishops versus Carleton. Finalists in each of their conference. Runs this weekend here in Calgary. Cillian left alone. No. And the Gators control the rebound. Gagnon found Malanda, who's exhausted. We talked to Matt McLean this morning. He said Yanis has just drawn the most difficult defensive assignments over and over. It's taken a toll. He'll step off with 39.4 to go in the third quarter.
And it's well-deserved rest here from Malanda. And like Coach McLean said, not only all season long, but all weekend long here at the Final 8. Melendez had to deal with the best offensive players in the nation, possession after possession, and he comes out on top just about every time.
Jean Seraphin misfires. Loose ball foul on the Ravens. Bishop's had position underneath. That is the 4th team foul on Carleton, so the next one means free throws, although only, again, 24 seconds to go. Tied at 54, final half minute. Here's Robert, the All-Canadian, draws a crowd, and the dish. Reggie Jean Seraphin has a team-high 14 points. Aubrey Dory Havens from Carleton has 20. Looking for space, hounded by Jean Seraphin, still pulls the trigger. Gaiters lead by 2 after 3. 10 minutes to decide a national champion in 2026.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Carleton Ravens getting ready for the 4th quarter. There's Taffy Charles, the head coach at Carleton. Led the women's program to a national title before coming to coach on the men's side. He's won as an assistant coach and as a head coach, and what a gold medal game this has turned out to be.
You better believe it. And coming to play today, Aubrey Dory Havens, 20 points through the first 3 quarters of this game. The guy is lights out from range. We're talking 6 of 11 for Dory Havens here through the first 3 quarters. And like I said, it's not just open catch and shoot threes he's hitting. He's getting it off the dribble, in rhythm as well. Defenses have got to account for him now as soon as he crosses over the half-court line.
So the Bishop's University Gaiters at Lennoxville, Quebec, the Carleton Ravens from Ottawa, Ontario. 1 quarter to decide who will be the national champion in 2026. Bishop's taking a page out of the Ravens book, controlling the offensive glass, and OBDK loses it because Aubrey Dory Havens is doing everything for Carleton tonight.
The definition of a two-way player right there. Aubrey Dory Havens showing you can do it on the defensive side as well. And DK is a great ball handler, but when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Dory Havens is most certainly feeling it right now. See if it converts on this end as well.
Dory Havens, a junior out of Vancouver, second leading scorer for Carleton. He fires the 3. It's controlled by Kia Juka. Back to DK. And another offensive rebound. Cedric Biaba couldn't get it to go. DK comes out with it. And it's Aubrey Dory Havens who draws the charge.
Look at Aubrey, this time in the painted area, again going head-to-head with OBDK. This time gets himself a charge, and DK just picked up his 3rd foul tonight.
So how about the night for Aubrey Dory Havens? Has 20 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, forcing the turnovers, drawing the charge. Biaba. Offensive foul, Carleton. That's 4 on Biaba. If it was a block, it would have been the 4th on Etienne Gagnon.
Just goes to show you. There he is right now, Defensive Player of the Year, Etienne Gagnon, showing he can do it by taking charges as well. And double benefit there when you get the 4th on Biamba at the same time.
National Defensive Player of the Year. Gagnon, Zach John, a little bit of a runner. John has 4. Dory Havens. 7th 3 for Aubrey Dory Havens. What a show this has been. Bishops by 1. Zach John again, and a late whistle. Taffy Charles doesn't like it, and he's got an argument here. John was out of control, soaring through the paint.
He was, and it's tough too when the whistle is late. Coaches definitely don't love that, and that is going to be a ball game as well.
That's it for Cedric Biaba.
Wow. And you're going to see here, John puts it on the deck and gets right into the chest of Biaba. And that's a tough way to go out. That's a tough way to finish your tournament right there. He seemed pretty vertical. Unfortunately, official didn't agree with that.
Tough way to finish your tournament, tough way to finish your university career. Cedric Biaba steps out. Ravens lose experience, they lose size at 6'6". He was so good last night, 19-9 against TMU. Ravens trail 2. This is Mark DK, their freshman reserve guard. Back to Dory Havens. Bucket and 1. So Dory Havens knocks down triples. Dory Havens will get 3 the old-fashioned way.
This is a masterclass in taking over a game when the lights are brightest. Check out Aubrey Dory Havens negotiate his way into the interior, take the bump from Etienne Gagnon, and finish on the interior. What a play.
Robert rips down the rebound. Tied at 59, 8 minutes to go, 4th quarter, national championship game. Malanda runs out of space. Robert. And DK comes down with the board. Dory Havens again. This time the dish and the finish from Koulibaly. DK will be whistled for the reach. So the Gators go a little more size here. OBDK steps out, Reggie Jean-Séraphin in. Give them a little more length. Will they go Jean-Séraphin on Dory Havens, you wonder? Robert expecting the double, gets it to Jean-Séraphin in the pocket. Again. This time, Aubrey Dory Havens reminds us he's actually human.
That he does. Little heat check there from old Dory Havens, but the guy's a shooter. And if you're a shooter, you cannot let misses get to you. I guarantee you, he's still going to keep that trigger finger ready.
7 of 14 from distance. 25 points in 30 minutes for Dory Havens. Now Robert, best back to the basket in the country, and one. That was old school hook shot.
Get it in the old reliable. Need a bucket? Call up Charles Robert. Get it into him and let him operate. Bishop struggled a few times down the floor, and we've seen all tournament long, when you struggle, if you get the hands in the number 10, he's definitely going to bail you out.
Can't complete the three-point play, but the Ravens were out of bounds. Domash had stepped on the baseline, so the Gators get it with 14 on the shot clock. Back to Robert. Makes the move. Up and under, doesn't fall. Malanda, the follow doesn't go. Suzama, the rebound. Suzama, 11 boards tonight. As Malanda just takes it away from Dory Havens. Gators look to run a set with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Zach John. Hands it off to Jean Seraphin. And he gets bailed out on a pretty weak call. That's 4 on Suzama.
I definitely want to pay attention to that. You're going to see drive and dump. John into the hands right there of Malanda. We're going to see if this angle gives us a better shot there to see if what kind of contact was across. Oh, yeah. He had that arm down in the cross. Rest on the line with the blow the whistle. Got to stay vertical. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but this record's a hit. Can't come down with that chopping motion. It's an easy call every time.
Malanda misfires on both, but it's Gagnon with the rebound. And finally, the Ravens come up with it. Here's Cillian, 1-on-2, and gets it over Zach John.
Beautiful. Before the defense could get set, Cillian puts pressure on them by getting down and finishing with a righty leg.
And now it's Tyler Brown whistled for the foul, but more importantly, that's team foul number 5. The rest of the way, the Gators are in bonus. Bishop's only with 2 team fouls so far in the fourth.
I want to pay attention to it here as we get a last look at that foul. And for the last 5:44 of this game, we will be going to the line every time the whistle is blown in favor of the Bishop's Gators.
Malanda's free throw struggles continue. Second leading scorer, already getting interest from schools all over the place. Born in Paris, his high school in Quebec City, then Cégep in Montreal at Vanier College. 1 of 2 goes. Bishop's down by 1. 5:40 left in this national championship game. Koulibaly, nowhere to go, retreats to Cillian. The fadeaway, money. Nelson Cillian has 10. Robert doing it all himself. The All-Canadians heating up, has 11 now.
Here he comes, right on time. Robert's going to give you some buckets.
And Cillian gets bumped. That's number 4 on OBDK with 4:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Foul trouble everywhere. Under 5 minutes left to determine a national champion. Back to Calgary in the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
I'm here with Wayne Thomas, legendary figure here with the Calgary Dinos. Wayne, what are you thinking so far of the game?
Well, this is a terrific basketball game. Both teams are playing very good ball and most entertaining. Great crowd today. This has been a super tournament.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the tournament overall? Calgary announced this just 2 years ago, and it seems like it's lived up to the hype. Sellout crowds every single night.
Done a great job. Ben Matchett and the athletic department here have done a great job. And the Calgary fans have come out. I think it's wonderful to see all these people from right across Canada. It's a great, great time.
Has there been any players that you've been taking interest in and watching in particular?
No, I think there's been a terrific number of them that are so talented. I mean, every time down the floor, somebody does something spectacular in this game. It's a very high-quality basketball.
Can you give us a prediction before the end of this?
No, I don't know. I'm cheering for Bishops, but who knows? Carleton's playing really well, so this is a toss-up. It's a great game.
You're a legend. Thank you so much. Wayne Thomas.
Josh, Wayne, thank you so much. You wonder if those without a rooting interest kind of root for the underdog, the school of 2,600 students. Meanwhile, we had a foul away from the ball, so the next one on the Gaiters will lead to bonus for Carleton as Dory Havens got away with a little shuffle right in front of us. And Gagnon collects his fourth, trying to shut down Koulibaly.
Doubt about it, this is going to be the move here as far as the Carleton front court is considered for the rest of this one. Take it into the chest of both Robert and Gagnon, see if you can get them out of the game in a hurry.
Rebound up for grabs, remains Carleton ball. Tyler Brown with the move, the fake, and the bucket. Now, point of reference, they nailed Robert with the foul, so that's his third, not on Gagnon. He still has three. Two Gaiters, DK and McDougall, each have four. Robert, the left-handed hook shot doesn't fall, and a loose ball foul on the Ravens, so free throws coming up for Bishops. DK and McDougall for the Gaiters, each with four. Biamba is out for Carleton with the 5 fouls. Suzamana for Carleton is playing with 4. Both teams now over the limit. Bonus the rest of the way for Carleton and for Bishops. Etienne Gagnon, a 67.4% free throw shooter. His last game in university basketball, aspires to go on to become an RCMP officer. He hits both. 2-point game.
I tell you, that is going to be one terrifying RCMP officer with feet as well. Look out, bad guys. Gagnon's on the case.
Here's Cillian. Runs into Robert. The Constable with the rebound. Zach John going to work on Dory Havens. Back to Robert. He can hit it. $14 for the All-Canadian. Dory Havens. The bank. 28 for Aubrey Dory Havens. Robert runs into Brown in the double team. What a dish to Malanda.
Great patience right there from Charles Robert. Got doubled, saw the cutting Melanda for the easy two. Another example of expert level decision making.
Assist number 6 for Robert. Brown again, way off. Tied at 71 down the stretch in this national championship game. Here's Zach John, the senior. Block, tipped away. Bishop's ball with 12 on the shot clock. So a timeout here for Bishops. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Tie game. A national championship game that has had it all.
It's only right that it goes right down to the wire, just like we predicted off the top of this one. Teams going shot for shot. You're seeing elite players rise to the top as well, and the story of the game is rebounding. Unbelievable as these teams pretty much even all the way through.
And we knew Aubrey Dory Havens could shoot. We knew he could shoot from distance. Hit it at a 38% clip in the regular season from downtown. He is now 8 of 15 on triples tonight.
Unrelenting from Dory Havens in this game. Now remember, in yesterday's game, 0 for 5 from the field for Dory Havens. 0 for 5 from 3 as well for Dory Havens. A terrible shooting game despite the win from his Ravens. Shakes it off, bounce back, and shows up in the gold medal game. Unbelievable performance.
The Carleton Ravens in search of their 18th national championship in school history. Bishops, their only title came back in 1998. Matt McLean is from Ottawa. Played for Bishops. Stayed in Lennoxville. Just became a dad this week for the first time. The son of 2 Bishops alum. Mom and dad, Kathy and Ryan, are here. His wife, Caitlin, earlier this week gave birth to their first child, their son, River. They're at home watching. River sporting purple today. 71 apiece. Carleton in it because of perimeter shooting. Bishops in it thanks to their size. 4 on the shot clock for Zach John, and he finishes.
That's major right there. Again, out of the timeout, Zach John making sure to get into the interior, causing Taffy Charles to call another timeout. What a take.
The speed, the quickness, and the fearlessness of Zach John.
Take a look, come on, right into the chest of Cillian. Not worried about the rotation. Zach John, again, giving you a shot in the arm off the bench.
What Matt McLean tell us this morning, John is the guy who makes plays for us. Makes a huge one there to put Bishops up by 2 with 2:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. They have traveled far and wide from all over the country to be here. Bishops University at Lennoxville, Quebec. We mentioned it before. Enrollment of 2,650. The smallest school in U Sports basketball. The Ravens crowd is here. They've made the trip from our nation's capital. Taffy Charles said there's an aura when you're 17-0 in gold medal games. This is a program that knows how to finish. Won their last one just 3 years ago. Aubrey Dory Havens has 28. Aubrey Dory Havens has 31.
This is next level here from Aubrey Dory Havens. How many times is he coming off of phantom screens, getting to the top of the 3, and burying it off the dribble? Crazy.
9th triple tonight. John just misfires. Ravens by 1. 1:45 to go. Koulibaly gets away with a moving screen. Dory Havens can't finish, nor can Koulibaly. Gagnon rips down the rebound. 90 seconds to go. 13 rebounds to accompany 13 points for Etienne Gagnon in his last game of university basketball. 6 on the shot clock for John. The runner too heavy. Gagnon keeps it alive. Gagnon finishes. Gaiters take the lead. Timeout, Taffy Charles.
Unbelievable. Well, you know what? Very believable, but you've been watching the entire tournament. Again, Etienne Gagnon is showing you the presence of mind to get to the front, rebound that basketball, and put it up and in again. It's size, strength, and positioning every single time. And never short of effort is Etienne Gagnon, and rewarded right there after getting that scoop shot. Look at this, Etienne. Self-tip to himself, scoop shot, push that thing in with the right, and again calls Taffy Charles to throw up that timeout sign.
Gagnon talked about this week just how emotional he is, that this is going to be the end of the road for him. He and Robert have been roommates from the jump in Lennoxville. So that's my best friend. And together they have helped reshape this Bishops program, one that has 8 seniors led by the National Coach of the Year. On the other side, Carleton. They've been through this before. 66 seconds remain. Packed house, loud crowd. National championship game. University of Calgary has put on a show this week. Here we go. "31 points tonight for Aubrey Dory Havens. He's hounded. Gets it back with 8 on the shot clock. The runner off the window. Ravens by 1. John nearly loses it. To Robert. And a charge.
Take a look at Kayajuka stand in and take that shoulder from Charles Robert. It's never easy to go chest to chest with one of the best offensive players in all of U Sports now. And you hear after the second look, Jack Simpson starting to make a little noise. That Bishop's bench starting to make a little bit noise as well. They don't agree with that call. Officials don't want to hear it. Woo!
4th personal on Charles Robert. What a call in that spot with 29.3 remaining.
A tough one indeed. The thing is, though, when you're looking at the refs all game long, at least they've been consistent. The whistles have been blowing all game long. Let's hear what they've got to say here in the timeout.
Then you got lobs, but you got to match up with someone in your area. Make it a lob pass. You got one trap, and we got one trap. If they get it over half, we're fouling. If you don't have enough time to convert after that, I'd rather put to the free throw line, and then we got time out to win the game. Hey, get one trap without fouling, try to 2 jabs, and then we got ready to steal. You're in the back, so we have a timeout. Go, White.
So the Ravens will inbound from their backcourt with 29.3 remaining. Possession arrow in Carleton's favor. Both teams in the bonus. Robert playing with 4. Carleton with 4 of its 5 starters on the floor. Aubrey Dory Havens has done it all for Carleton tonight, has 33 and is fouled. Dory Havens, a 77% free throw shooter. Told us the other day he's learned to really keep his emotions in check, something he's wanted to do since year one, now in his third at Carleton. Knocks down both. 35 for Aubrey Dory Havens. Timeout, Bishops.
What a showing here, again, from Aubrey Dory Havens to be able to step up to the line, knock them both down, and give him 35 on a night that is seeing him and his teammates potentially rise to the top, despite, again, having MJ Okada out of the lineup. This is unbelievable, and this is why we love U Sports basketball, baby.
Taffy Charles won a bunch of national championships with Carleton as an assistant under Dave Smart. Got a head coaching opportunity on the women's side. They lifted the bronze, baby. Taffy then came back over to the men's program when Dave Smart left for Pacific. Is an 18th banner headed to the Ravens' nest? Bishops brings out a three-point gunner, Tiernan McDougall, wearing number 0. He can stroke it from the perimeter. McDougall's playing with 4. 21.5 to go. 3 legitimate three-point threats on the floor for the Gators. They don't need a 3 here. Robert puts it on the deck, nearly loses it. Can't finish. Rebound up for grabs. And it will be Bishop's ball with 8.7 seconds to go. Gagnon for 3 is short. Back to John for overtime. Won't go. And the dominance continues for the Carleton Ravens. National championship number 18. Without their leading scorer, MJ Okada being wheeled out onto the floor. And somehow, some way, the Ravens do it again.
Unbelievable. What a showing here from the Ravens. Again, MJ out in the first game. Standout performances from Sed Biamba. Yesterday got his guys to the gold medal game. And when I tell you that Aubrey Dory Havens is that guy, believe me. If you don't, run back the tape of this very game and understand what this means to these Ravens. Look at him, mobbing the hometown kid, my hometown kid, Calgary, Alberta. Edge prep, stand up. Take a look at your 2026 national champs, and MJ Okada is right in the center of it all.
Knee injury on the opening night of the Final 8. And the Ravens do it again. The program that continues to get it done year after year. Number 18. And we will be hearing from so many on that Carleton side. 35 points for Aubrey Dory Havens tonight. 12 of 24 from the field. 9 of 16 from distance. And Taffy Charles and the Ravens do it again. And what they'll be talking about at Bishop's for the days and weeks to come is the charge call, where it was clear Kiyojuka was moving. A non-call is one thing. Should have been a block. A charge was outrageous.
Oh boy, the call that will live in infamy indeed for the Bishop's Gators. And look, you got great games out of the Gators tonight. You cannot snuff your nose at a double-double. 12 and 10 for Yanis Malanda. Another double-double. 15 and 14 for Etienne Gagnon. Charles Robert, 14 tonight. Unbelievable. 6 assists from him as well. Again, very varied effort here amongst the Bishop Gators. But like you said, when it gets down to it, right towards the end of the game, and those calls are so important, all it takes is one whistle to potentially swing the whistle one way or the other.
What a farewell for Cedric Biaba, the fifth-year man for the Ravens. Came to Carleton to win a national championship, does in his final year. Let's go courtside to Cami Kepke.
Coach, I can see the emotion on your face. An 18th championship for Carleton. What does this one mean to you?
A lot. These guys have battled hard. We're hurt. 2 starters down. A lot of adversity this year. I can't believe it. I mean, obviously, 2 of our main guys were hurt, but you know what? We just try to find a way, and I think that's been our thing. We've been trying to find a way to win, and I'm just so proud of these guys, honestly.
There's one young man who had 5 points in the semifinal and goes off for more than 30 tonight. Tell me about Aubrey Dory Havens.
No, I mean, again, you know what? He missed a couple of foul shots this year where and admittedly he faltered at that time. But you know what? He needed 2 foul shots to make it at the end, and he did. I can't say too much about it. Again, it was a growth thing. He carried us big time when we needed him. Again, the ball was in his hands. He wanted the ball, which is awesome, and that's all he can ask for as a coach. A player wanting to make a play at the end of the game.
We heard Cedric talk about wanting to get this done for MJ. What does it mean to you to know that you got him to his hometown and got him that second championship?
Again, it's heartbroken for him again, but you know what? Again, winning, it's tough. It's really, really tough. I mean, these guys showed a lot, through a lot. This guy with this group, really disappointed for him. And again, it's just hard to win. And I can't be more than proud. I'm so proud of these guys. They worked their butt off. It's just an amazing accomplishment for these guys.
Well, I think you've got a picture to take, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cami Taffy, thank you so much. We will be here for the presentation of the WP McGee Trophy, the unveiling of the 2026 banner. Plenty more post-game coverage coming to you from the University of Calgary. Reggie Jean Seraphin, by the way, of the Gators, named Bishop's top player. And no surprise here. 35 points, 12 of 24 shooting, 6 boards, 5 assists, 37 minutes in his 3rd game in as many days, accepting the MVP award from Lois Mitchell.
Conditioning on display, elite shooting on display, resolve after, let's be frank about it, a bad shooting game yesterday on display as well. Aubrey Dory Havens, that guy, a well-deserved MVP of this here tournament. Not to mention all the times you saw him on the floor. But it was just a mastery of all styles here from Aubrey Dory Havens, whether it came to tangibles, intangibles, shooting the basketball, and such a threat in the half court. Where do you start with Aubrey Dory Havens? The same place you finish. That's with MVP.
Aubrey Dory Havens was one of 4 in his recruiting class. He's the only one left on this Carleton roster. 2 left for south of the border. Another went to Simon Fraser. And what Dory Havens tell us, I want to be here because I want to be as part of the best basketball program in the country. I want to see how good a player I can end up being. I know that's going to happen at Carleton. And then in the biggest game of his university career, to do that. The all-tournament team being announced here at Jack Simpson Gymnasium. We will have the trophy lift. We will have the cutting down of the nets.
From the TMU Bowl.
We won't have one shining moment, but we will have plenty more to hear from the champions.
From the Bishop's Gators, forward number 10, Charles Roberts.
Des Gaiters de Bishops, l'ailier numéro 10, Charles Roberts.
It's an emotional Bishops team over there. Robert in tears, Tiernan McDougall the same. End of the road, 8 seniors on that roster. What a run they had. RSEQ champions last year, top team in Quebec. Get in as the wild card this season. Make it to the national championship game for the first time in 28 years. Robert just overcome with emotion. Said he came back for this 5th year because there was unfinished business. He had offers to go south, lucrative opportunities, but he remained at Bishops. He said, I had a hunger in me to get it done. And for Carleton, much deserved on the all-tournament team, Cedric Biamba, the transfer from Laurentian, who never had a playoff win until he came here to the Ravens. He talked about the emotions of going through all of this in March. Something he so badly wanted has come back to his hometown, and he will get a gold medal in the championship ring.
Bien que chacun de ces athlètes ait démontré des aptitudes et un talent exceptionnel dans leur performance cette semaine, un joueur s'est démarqué du groupe.
Fans, please give it up for your 2026 U Sports Men's Basketball All-Star member and MVP from the Carleton Ravens, guard number 6, Aubrey Dory Havens.
Chers partisans, veuillez applaudir votre joueur par excellence, étoile, le MVP du championnat de basketball national de U Sports 2026 des Carleton Ravens, le garde numéro 6, Aubrey Dory Havens.
Tournament MVP, national champion, Aubrey Dory Havens. He is with our Cami Kepke.
Aubrey, this team, this moment, what is going through your mind right now?
I just love this team so much. Like, I'm so emotional. I never thought I'd be here. Honestly, like, this team, I give them everything. The coaches work hard for 3 years trying to get back to this for Carleton, and so much hard work has been put into this as a team. Working in the summer, grinding all day in the summer. Man, I just owe it to my teammates. I was so emotional, I'm not even emotional. Like, it's crazy.
It felt like you couldn't buy a bucket in the semifinal. Tonight you go off for more than 30. What was working for you out there?
I mean, I got hot early, and I just knew that, like, I could get to my spots, to get to my shot at will. So that's really what it was. Put the ball in my hand, and my teammates did an amazing job. Yeah, I've had some games where I just can't buy a bucket past like a couple weeks, and I know the next game I always bounce back. Lake I didn't, Toronto I bounced back, TMU I didn't, bounce back. Keep bouncing back, stay resilient, that's what I did.
And we've heard your team say it all weekend, do it for MJ. What does it mean to get him a national championship in his hometown?
I can't even describe the feeling. Him, like, obviously he got hurt, he's a huge part of our team, he's our leading scorer. Eman Milan, he got hurt, he's hurt. And to do it for him too, like, we knew we were just gonna have to fight. And for AJ too, AJ Osmond, like, he tore his ACL early in the season, he was gonna play a huge role for this team. So we knew we just had to keep battling every single day, and everybody stepped up. Guys took on new roles, and everybody stepped up, yeah.
And we can hear your fan section here. Who do you have with you supporting you tonight?
I got my whole family. I got my mom, my cousins, my friends, my grandparents who are seeing me play for the first time in a long time. My 3 sisters, my dad. It's amazing to have them here. They don't live too far, just on the West Coast. Some of them drove here. Doing it in front of them, it's an unreal feeling. I can't even believe it.
It takes a village. Congratulations. Soak it all in.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Cammy, thanks for that. You hear the emotion, you hear how much it means to him.
Oh my goodness, yes it does. Him and every one of his teammates as well, just as emotional. And it's special. It's special all weekend long because MJ is from Calgary. There's been such a strong Carleton Ravens contingent in this gym, in the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. Heck, we've been calling them the Calgary Ravens here every now and then. So again, to get this chip here and to obviously see what it means, not only to MJ, but to all of his guys as well. And the resilience word that Aubrey Dory Havens dropped has got to be understated. What a performance by him tonight.
Back to the floor, and Josh Arbuthnot.
I'm here with Tyler Brown. Tyler, you got inserted into the starting lineup during this tournament. How are you feeling right now?
I feel amazing, honestly. I'm thankful that Taffy trusted in me to be able to fill in the spot of MJ. Honestly, it's a surreal feeling, and I just love these guys. I love these guys.
Where was your stomach at as that final 3 goes up for Bishop?
Honestly, to be honest, I'm speechless. I'm speechless, to be honest.
One of those things when time just freezes?
Yeah, my stomach was rumbling. Like I was just chasing the ball. It's one of those. Yeah, it's like a good 5 seconds. That ball was in the air, and it just felt amazing to hear the final horn go off, and they missed the shot.
Talk about this crowd that came and supported you guys. What did that mean to you guys to have all these fans come all the way here and cheer for you guys?
Oh, it's amazing. I love the fans, love the team, coaches, everyone that supported me and the team. Honestly, this is for them. This is for them.
What was the first thing that ran through your mind when you won?
I want to FaceTime my mom.
Well, we won't keep you. Go FaceTime when you get the opportunity. Thanks so much. Tyler Brown came off the bench and is now a U Sport champion.
What a story that is, Josh. Thanks so much. Tyler Brown from London, Ontario, first year at Carleton, thrust into the starting role, as you talked about, from the Polaris Prep Academy. Kept shooting last night, got the green light today, got things started, knocking down a couple of triples out of the gate.
Oh yeah, the shot is definitely hot for Brown over the last couple of games, and what that did is expanded his game and allowed him the ability to not only affect with shooting but defense as well. You love that for a guy getting into the starting lineup in the Final 8 and making a difference.
Well, it seems fitting that the first person to get a medal tonight, the hometown boy, MJ, how does this one feel?
Oh, man, it feels incredible, man. You know, all the work that we put in all year, all the lessons, turn the lessons, this is what it's worth for, you know what I mean? Championship, man. We did that.
We know that this tournament didn't go the way you wanted it to personally, but we saw the support from the team when you rolled up in your chair and you got to put the sticker on the bracket, putting the team through to the semifinals. What does that say about this team's next man up mentality?
I mean, I knew the guys had my back the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Just supporting them from the hotel and being able to show up, support them. You know what I mean? This is what it's all worth for, you know? Yeah.
We saw Aubrey yesterday. It felt like he couldn't buy a bucket. He goes off for more than 30 points tonight. What makes him an MVP?
I mean, just staying resilient, you know, through the whole game, 40 minutes. It's a 40-minute game, you know what I'm saying? Keep taking the right shots, attacking the right matchups, and that's what he did today. You know, had the team on his back, you know?
You're back in your hometown. You go to Carleton to put up more than 1,000 points. You put so much back into the community here. What does it mean to see that love coming back?
It's just a great feeling, you know, just to come back to the city where everyone has supported you and just come back and just give that support back. So, yeah.
Congrats, MJ. Hopefully healing goes faster with a gold medal around your neck.
Thank you.
And now, Cammy, the moment the Ravens are all too familiar with. An 18th time the W.P. McGee Trophy will be lifted by a Carleton Raven. And Aubrey Dory Havens has earned the right to clutch that thing, to hug that thing, and not give that thing up after a 35-point performance tonight. What a show.
Oh, that is putting it nicely. What a show indeed. Aubrey Dory Havens, I cannot belabor the fact enough that he's coming off of an 0 for 5 from 3, an 0 for 5 from the field as well. A tough sledding game for Aubrey Dory Havens. And the bounce back for 35 tonight and an MVP title, that is poetry.
The Ravens without 2 starters. They did not win their conference championship. TMU knocked them off in the Wilson Cup last Saturday, rebounded, exacted revenge on the Bold last night. 3rd game in 3 days, undermanned, running on fumes, Okado in a wheelchair, and they do it again. (28-9) this season against U Sports opponents. Congratulations to the Ravens. It all started 23 years ago, this run. Josh Poirier, Paul Larman, Osvaldo Janti that era, Rob Smart, Mike Smart involved in the mix. And over the years and over the generations, what Taffy Charles tells us this week, we wouldn't have been happy with just 1 win. If we won the national semifinal and that was it, we wouldn't have been happy with that either. The culture here is a culture of winning, of success, and of championships, and the Ravens have done it again.
The standard, the definition of excellence among U Sports. For annals for times to come, for the 18th time, another trophy hoisted by these Carleton Ravens against a lot of odds too. Like we had pointed out, 2 starters gone, one of them being your team's leading scorer and assist man out of the lineup in the first game. Up against it, tough games from a lot of the bench players as well in the semifinal game. Still got the win and got it done here today as well.
And they got MJ Okado out of the wheelchair on crutches, and he's lifting the W.P. McGee Trophy. What a moment for the Calgarian, for the team's leading scorer as we go down to Cammie, who's with Cedric Biaba.
Cedric, a few short days ago, we were standing in that hallway, and you talked about wondering if you'd ever win a playoff game.
Right.
And now you stand here, a national champion. Take me through what you're feeling right now.
Incredible feeling, I can't lie, incredible feeling. No one believed in us all year long. We made a ton of sacrifices all year long just to be to this point, just to get to this moment right here. And honestly, words can't describe the moment. Like, it's surreal. It's really surreal.
You're talking about your roommate, MJ, having to watch from the hotel. He comes out here. Well, he's upgraded from the wheelchair to the crutches. You said you wanted to get it done for him. What does it mean to you to go home knowing that you did that for your teammate?
It means everything. It means everything, knowing that we got the job done. We had one goal the whole year, and it was to get this done, and we got it done. It's sad that he wasn't able to play, but it's a good feeling to get it done for him.
And Aubrey Dory Havens, what makes him worthy of MVP on a 30-plus point night?
Oh my God, words can't describe that man. Aubrey Dory Havens, say it again. Aubrey Dory Havens. I can't even, oh man, that guy, he's him. That's all I gotta say, he's him. Aubrey's him. He's him, yeah, he's 6. That's all I gotta say.
Congratulations, Cedric. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Cammie Cedric, thank you for that. The joy, the emotion, all of it. There's the Defensive Player of the Year in the Ontario Conference, Nelson Cillian. What a tournament he had. Luth Mohammed Koulibaly gets his moment with the trophy as we go back to the floor and Josh Arbuthnot.
See the number 23, but don't let that just fool you. Wearing that number 23 always means something special. This is a defensive machine right here and a gold medalist, a champion. How does it all feel?
It feels great. You know, I mean, every day, you know, we've been in the gym working hard, thinking about that moment right here today. You know, all the guys, especially like with this group, we have a lot of first like year guys, first time being here at Nationals. That's the first time they actually get to experience that moment right here. So that's it's like great feeling for me and for the team.
So you're doing a little flexing there with the trophy. Kind of talk about that.
I mean, you know, I saw everyone doing a little thing. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do my thing as well. No, I did a little curl. No, it was heavy. So, you know, just playing and having fun with my team.
Nelson, you're our 2026 U Sport champion. How does that sound?
Sounds great. I mean, Carleton, it's all about that. You know, we have a great history behind me. Like, we've been winning a lot of before, and we're just adding another one to the history, and we're looking to get another one next year. That's what we do.
Talk about the mindset when MJ went down and what that mentality was for this team.
Yeah, unfortunately, he went down. It sucks. You know, he's playing at home with hometown. But the thing about Carleton is next man up. You know, we're deep. Every day we're working hard. We know what we're supposed to do. So if someone goes down, then the 13th guy, he needs to be ready to step up. And that's what we did.
You definitely did that. And one of the last questions here, I talked about you being one of the best defenders in U Sport. Talk about your defensive mentality in this game and throughout the season.
I mean, since my first year, it's been my role, you know, playing hard, playing defense, and do whatever I can to just, you know, have my team win. And I know how defense wins championship. And we proved everyone today that, hey man, when you play defense, you win.
Who's your first call when you get to that locker room?
My first what?
Who's your first call when you get to that locker room?
Oh, my sister and my mom, for sure. My sister and my mom, shout out to them. My guy from Montreal North, Normal, for sure. No, the Frenchies, no, my old veterans, my friends, it's just everyone, just know, that's for you guys, you know? I told you guys, that's for you guys.
It's been an absolute honor. Congratulations, Nelson.
Thank you so much.
Gold medalist right here.
Gold medalist indeed, Josh, and what a story it has been for Cillian, one of resilience. Had to figure things out academically over COVID. It was so difficult for him. Being isolated in the rest, was able to regroup, went to La Cité, got his marks up, told Taffy Charles when he left the first time, I'll be back. He has returned and has returned a champion. Arash Madani, Jermaine Cummings courtside. We're awaiting a ladder at some point. It's going to arrive for the net cutting, one of the great traditions in March basketball. Mark DK had 5 3-point buckets the entire regular season. Last night, he dropped 3 triples on TMU. The freshman with our Cammie Depke.
Freshman national champion Mark DK. How does that sound to you?
Man, it feels good to be a champion. I'm lucky to be around some great guys, great minds that know basketball. Some good vets, Cedric, MJ, Aubrey, Luth. All those guys get me right, man. And obviously our coaching staff, they're amazing. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be in a great program.
And it was a battle just to get to this game. We've been talking about how the threes weren't really falling for you all season, and then you drop 3 in a single game last night. Just tell me about what you think you were able to contribute on this run.
Man, the work never changes, so I already know, like, I knew I was going to hit those. The work never stops. I'm always been shooting. So I was just staying ready. I was always being ready. And once I shot, it went in, and I kept going with it.
We've seen moments where the team has to go, okay, we don't have MJ, we don't have Cedric. What can you tell me about how this group has handled adversity?
Man, it's just always next guy up. So, you know, we're always trying to be ready. Me personally, I'm just trying to get on the court and work my hardest. That's all I'm trying to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And this is your chance. Who do you want to shout out who's helped make this moment possible?
Clearly, it's MVP, Aubrey Dory-Havens, man. He turned up for us real big, made some tough shots. So, you know, it's all on him.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Cammy, Mark, thank you so much. There he is, Aubrey Dory-Havens. He's going to keep that piece of the mesh. The story he'll have to tell, there's so many, about the performance he had today. 35 on 9 of 16 from distance, 6 rebounds, 5 assists to boot. Our Josh Arbuthnot is there with Luth Mohammed Coulibaly.
Yes, I am. First to cut down the net. How did that feel?
Insane. I still can't believe it, to be honest. It's been a long, long year. A lot of grind, but we're here now. Just got to embrace it. I just can't believe it, to be honest.
I saw the emotion afterwards. You gave your coach that big bear hug. Kind of talk about that moment.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've been knowing him for so long. Finally being back home, winning a ring, U-Sport champ, first year back home, insane feeling. I had to give him a hug. I know he didn't like it, but he had to get it.
Talk about that feeling when you had the trophy, when the medal went around your neck, everything that's going through your mind right now.
I don't know. I think I need a week before realizing what happened, but this is crazy. Like, we lost to Bishop by like 30 in preseason, and now we beat him in the U-Sport championship. All I can say is thank God.
When MJ went down, what was the rallying cry from this team?
I mean, what are we going to do, give up? I don't think so. So it was just win for him at that point.
That final shot, what was going through the mind when that final Bishop shot goes up for you?
When 14 shot it, I was nervous, I can't lie. I saw that ball going slow-mo in the air. Then their horn went off, and I was like, okay, that's it.
Before we get out of here, what's that first call before when you get back to the locker room?
I got to call my parents. Call my parents for sure, that's it. Call my parents to make sure. Once I call my parents, I'm going to know it's real.
Well, if you want, you can get some shout-outs into the camera right now if you want to.
Shout out Mom, shout out Dad. I love you.
Well, shout out to you. You are a champion. Congratulations, sir. Champion right there, first to cut down the net. This entire team right now celebrating the 2026 championship.
Epitome of a student athlete. Josh has a degree doing his MBA there at Carleton. Luth Mohammed Coulibaly spent some time at Valparaiso, then returned home to Ottawa, and is a national champion with the Carleton Ravens.
Unbelievable. I'm still in shock seeing what the Carleton Ravens were able to accomplish over this weekend against all odds. So many points. Just like Coulibaly said, there were so many points when they could have hung their head and given up. They did not fold. As a matter of fact, they excelled when MJ went down. This run will definitely go down in the annals of time.
18th national championship for Carleton. What a joy it has been to present this U Sports Final 8 to all of you. Our U Sports on CBC streaming partner is ISI Live. Our special thanks to Matt Copeland, the Vice President of Network Operations and Support there. Caitlin Demarones is the Operations Specialist. Justin Hollier is the Broadcast Specialist. The CEO is Banked Nathuri. The local production provided by the University of Calgary. A shout out to our executive producers, Ben Matchett and Lance McKenzie. Producer of today's game, Ned Bosnack. The director, Tanner Hill. Thanks to our switcher, Ken Cison. On audio, Brian Merkel and Ben Laughlin. On graphics, Carlito Chippy, who's done such a terrific job. Down here on the floor with us, our director, Brianne Morgan. Working the replay room, Diarra Ovalis, Earl Nichols, Kaylee Larson, and Addie Vandenberg. So many people behind the camera making this happen. On the camera, Chad Twitten, Ryan Adams, Brennan Mugala, Isaac Lee, Dennis Jenneru, Brad Thompson, Matthew Johnson, Ryan Gorley, Ron Rapp, Bryce Martins, and Jake Bradley. Our engineer keeping everything together, Paul Kadonga. Paul, thank you so much. On the French side, this has been a bilingual broadcast. Justin Chidley, Maxime Jolicoeur, Keenan Hafazovic, and Salim Valji. An absolute thrill to have his teammates on the call. Josh Arbuthnot, Cami Kepke, and down here on the call, Arash Madani and Jermaine Cummings. Partner, what a fun tournament this has been. How about these Ravens?
Oh my goodness, what a tournament. How about these Ravens? And Arash, I gotta say thank you to you as well. It's been a pleasure to be able to sit beside you and call this unbelievable tournament. Wow, this is a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, and look, I've tried to keep it pretty neutral. I'm a Bishop's alum. I was a first-year student when we won a national championship in Halifax in 1998. I'll remember the contest in the semifinal, Robert getting out on Ronaldo Robinson. But just a shout out to the community of Lennoxville of 6,000, to a school with 2,650 enrollment, going toe-to-toe with a juggernaut program with the class of Canadian University of Basketball. Salute to Matt McLean, and a salute to those seniors for what they've built, what they did. 78-75, had a chance late, but the Ravens do what the Ravens do.
That's right, and that's winning. Granted, it may be a small community over there in Lennoxville, but your basketball program is nation renowned now. I can guarantee you that. You guys got some ballers out there, so I have no doubts that you guys will be back here sooner than later.
We are looking forward to doing this all over again in Halifax next March. But for now, so long from the Jack Simpson Gymnasium on the campus of University of Calgary. For Josh Arbuthnot, Cami Kepke, Jermaine Cummings, and our entire U Sports on CBC crew, Arash Madani saying so long, where the Ravens do it again. 18-time national champions, the WP McGee Trophy is headed back to the Ravens' nest. Good night, everybody.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, A par and by Student Housing Calgary.